The late night look at Bitcoin starting off in the monthly, and what we're going to see here. Well, certainly, first of all, just got starting with a blank thing with no drawings, blank chart with no drawings, just to clear the essence because I've been getting quite muddled with all this load of crap all over my chart. I've been quite sort of had a couple of intense weeks, past few weeks. So clear chart, clear the mind, and have a new, fresh look at what's going on. And this is definitely needed. Be making a few errors during the week, and so what is going on is there. So yeah, it's still sort of what's the price doing? Yeah, still well below the 20. Sort of not about gaining support to be above the 20. Still just about holding. So on the 15 EMA, on the 20, they it's just about holding there, isn't it? Just about holding. I want to finish at price above. So just got a few days left over till the new month begins and the new candle emerges. So definitely need to finish above there. It's looking a bit shaky, isn't it? A bit testy, testing the nerves. And if it does do that, technical supports, and the support levels rising down. Um, Bitcoin has a habit of falling back on the 55 when it does. Um, does this mean Bitcoin is over at this point? Maybe. Who knows? Does it mean the whole crypto market is kaput? Seen lots of correlations. It has been voiced with the experienced, well versed, well respected, serious traders, like people running trading houses during the dot com era, and it's looking like a dot com bubble at the moment. And there's sort of various elements that are in there. It's a whole other subject that could go talk for hours about. But they're vague, sort of bearish, very, very bearish thoughts towards the whole crypto market, particularly Bitcoin, which is the gold standard of the crypto market, to burst a bubble and just fall down. And if it does fall down, next to all, probably highly likely to be the 55, which is the red line there. So you're talking about, say, that percentage off a sec. Um, and that is pretty heavy, isn't it? That is heavy. So that's coming down back to the 20s again, back to the 20s levels of support in there. So, you've got other lines to consider along the way, yeah? Through there, for example. Let's just go on the side, so yeah, so horizontal lines is always just there at the moment, isn't it? Eh? And down to there, really. But don't forget, it could wick down. You just probably want to go into the weekly, just see what's there. I have failed to zoom out recently, so I'm really zooming out now, slowing it down and concentrating a little bit, trying to concentrate a little bit more. And what have we got? So trend lines, big trend line there. Is that it? So where is this trend line? And that is a question. So there is one distinct possibility, and that is one that people are clinging to. It's still looking more like some sort of flag, a channel, very lateral, very crabby, moving across there that way. And it's still looking at the upside. There's still movement to come down, isn't there? There's still that percentage between there. Zoom in on there. Could it wick down to there and just come back up again? We'll see. we shall see. Um, Probably gonna nip over to the daily and see what's there. So in the daily chart, it's been under a long time, been underwater, hasn't it? Under those EMAs. Those EMAs have totally and utterly crossed over. Um, and, it's far above. Vague attenuation still to that W there. Um, and yeah, it had to go. I mean, that was just look at the distance between there and the green line, the 15 EMA, and up there. It had to collapse, didn't it? It had to come down. It was just getting overextended. And you see the FOMO line, fear of missing out right there, people jumping in back at the 27th of March there. No, it's not the phone what we're talking about. I think I'm saying a week there. But yeah, lots of FOMO in there, wasn't there? And even in this time of heady price rise, you can see the extreme nature of there and compare it to over here. Still a lot of distance. They did have to retrace over here. So what have we got in this daily in the more recent timeline? I'm stuttering myself here. Uh, so just having a nice look at that. What have you got? Yeah, it's just kind of there, isn't it? It's just there on that bit of support. So what has happened? Previously there was the idea of developing it's fairly symmetrical here, wasn't it? This line creating it was creating a symmetrical triangle, and that kind of pushed up briefly at time. Thought, well, that's going to form a bit of a ascending triangle, which is a bullish thing, but it didn't happen. And kind of faked out there, barted out there, creating a rise. Well, is that a rising flag? Can you expect that to come down again? Eh? So, from top to bottom, what is going on there? Eh? And if that does break low, if it does capitulate, that is one of your lines. So just put that back in the monthly and see what that looks like. Yeah, approaching that really well there. So what about the flagpole coming off from the top, bottom there? What's that gonna do? It comes down a long way, doesn't it? Comes down a long way. Let's have a look there. Let's have a look there again. Pop that in there. That's it there. Scary, isn't it? Eh? Where's that come off to? That flips down there to there. Sketchorama, isn't it? Eh? Bit sketchy. Very, very sketchy. And it does make a person a little bit fearful, doesn't it? So I'm going to try and look for some positives. You've got to manage the risk here, but also the positives. Zoom out. What's off there? So, what are the positives? So we've got slamming down, coming up there, wicking down to that main support there. Just put that in a solid line. And you got that trend there, it's wicked down. If that strengthening the trend there, higher lows, higher highs coming through. And is this a phase? We've had here a load of whales buying in at this point here. is it's going to wait to accumulate up. So what's happened? Let's have a look. The fibs there from the previous high down to the low. Right. Let's get rid of that one. And what have we got here? So yeah, he's on that 236. Let me see down here. Okay. So we need to get that price above the 236 and see if it holds up there. You've had that nice downtrend since 30th of March. That's a nice steep rise up after that diamond there. Attenuation to a diamond, bit of a Bartish looking things, up and down, all holding out in this area. Put a box in just to highlight sort of a fairly liquidy area in there. Yeah. Things getting swept off the floor, and that was one of the things here when he was a possibility of a ascending triangle popped up above there. People started buying in, didn't they? And that all, the stop losses and everything eventually got triggered off, and the price quickly descended. A bit of a, is that what you call a bull trap? So bullish sentiment. People with bullish sentiment put their buys in and gets done out, doesn't it? Gets done out, triggers stop loss and go. And that's probably happened here again as well. Little tricking in, trying to get the stop losses out. Very Bartish in there. People buying in, but the momentum is not sustained, and it's too rapid up, is it? It's just not sustained. It's not been able to find the momentum to drive it up out of there. So what about this? Still, if he maintains higher highs like that in the local area through here, you're going to be able to. I've seen this before, but it's not really worked out, has it? Looking for that ascending triangle to push up. That's probably me looking to get what I want out of it. My dreams, my hopes. Just got to play what's on the chart. What's going off down in here? Oh, hello. We've got a diamond going on. Have we got a diamond? Again. So, yeah, it's a bottom diamond, is it? It's vaguely attenuating to a bottom diamond. It's happened a few times before. So, what chart did that happen in? Yeah, look at that. It's tracked along, crabbed along, didn't it? Up and down, crabbed along. Yeah. And then the reverse happened, crabbed along. These sort of formations happen when you've got a very, very crabby market and people are strong bullish sentiment is looking to get out of there, but the market and the sentiment is sort of indecisive still, looking for get out of the doldrums a little bit. Okay, what else is there? Down in the 1 hour. Now, let's see, who is it? Bitcoin Consensus pointed out the attenuations of a diamond pattern in the lower time frame, which is interesting. Don't normally look too much in the lower time frames. Okay, now set it up. So if it's a top, right? It's a diamond top. It's a diamond. We've seen a few of these lately. And a diamond top means it's going to come down. Diamond bottom means it's going to go up. But in this trend here, suggests it may well be a diamond top. Can we see it come down again? How does that get measured? It's simply from the top. Oh, maybe not. From the top or from the bottom to the top. Oh, shit. So there we go. So if it is a diamond top, Right, it's going to come down because I expect it is because it's in the local frames of things. But this happened before, and it just went sideways. This diamond one, it just kept crabbing on and on. But that takes it right down to the trend line, doesn't it? It does take it down to the trend line quite nicely. Let's have a look at the fibs on that. Get some correlation. See what's going on. Oh, beneath, kind of cutting beneath the 786. Recently seen lots of stuff come through to the 786 to find support of the previous prices or trend lines, and that's happened across different types of markets. So that's a likelihood. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that clear? Bit of a diamond top there. Fits in that narrative quite nicely. So maybe a person would want to start putting in their shorts. What we got there? 1%, 2%. Not a great percentage, is it? But I'm going to make notes of that. I'm going to put in just these goods, put in a short position thing there. I'm not actually putting in a short position on this. To see what the hopes and expectations of this are. Okay, and so even if not trading for whatever reason, like actual trading, put something in is practice, form and review. Have ideas, practice your ideas, and review them in the future. So that's where that is. Yeah, look at that. It's just that would just be perfect symmetry. Maybe that might just 786 it, eh? Might just 786 it because let's just zoom in up there. See that area around there. Highlighter in that area there. It's a bit of a consolidatory sort of ish area, that little dense sort of shapeish. Maybe that might be the place, and it could quite literally go lower as well. So just being conservative over it and seeing what it does. Okay, but it can go up as well, can't it? So if it does, hang tight. Let's just clone that line. Clone and up. There we go. See what that does. So there is something to look out for. Zoom out again and re-identify where we're at. Zoom in on there on the daily. All of a sudden I've got a messy chart again. So I want to get that above the 786 really. Back 1 hour. See what that looks like. There was talk of a trumpet formation. Now, let's have a look in the daily again. No, let's have a look in the 4 hourly. Zoom it down. Yeah, look at that. Right there. Okay, so trumpet. Is that a megaphone? Is that a megaphone developing? Because if a megaphone develops, it goes to the upside on a breakout. And that breakout will probably take it up to the trend line, which is pretty tasty, isn't it? Let's have a look there. It's just too steep. The volume's not there for it. I don't think that's going to happen. Don't think that'll happen anytime soon. put that in a bit more accurate. It looks convincing there, but I don't think it doesn't look quite right. Just too steep on the upside. I'm not convinced. Though is a possibility. Just when we start ranging up there. I'm not convinced based on the previous months. He's kind of compressed though. Well compressed. In bigger time frames, going up to the weekly. Let's have a look. It's like look, squish squash, just bulls and bears just squashing it there, aren't they? It's just price actions just squashing and crabbing along. It's not going up on it. So squeeze anything, and like a balloon, it's got to have a reaction, and it might just go like a toothpaste or something, And eventually, something's got to give, and the price can either go up or down. And there's a fair bit of compression in there. You see previous examples there. It's a good example of compression, but that happened in a time of great sentiment and wild speculation. So it's up. We're now dealing with a lot of things where, off-chain and on-chain sort of analysis is suggesting maybe there is a bit of a bubble. So that's that. What to expect? I mean, it's literally maybe between now and tomorrow morning is going to be that. What's it there? The see the breakout of the diamond, and look there, right on that 236. So will it happen here today? Now let's have a look in a shorter time frame. Oh, it's squeezing up on that 236, isn't it? Squeezing up there, trying to do something. Confluence of that 236 right there. Oh, it's a strong bit of resistance, isn't it? So we shall see. Will it compress up into there? Squeeze up, press into there, squeeze down. We shall see how the range maintains, or will it just scrub out sideways? See tomorrow morning.